Welcome to How to Make a Rocket League Montage. In this video I'm going to show you my process of how I make my montages, and this is all purely my opinion, and I'm also going to take you through a few quick points of what I think actually makes a good montage. So let's get started. Number one, I would say, is music choice. You don't want to have a montage to like opera music or something like that. So I found bands like Claypex, Elenium, Black Mill, bands like that that actually make pretty good music to complement this type of game. It's very fast paced, all the lights and colors and everything, and of course the aerials. It's got to have pretty epic music to go along with it. Number two, I would say, is camera angles. You want to have multiple camera angles. Some shots, if you go through like a fast part of a song, you're gonna just stack up shots, just straight up first person as if you were playing the game. But for cinematic styles, you want to have probably 2, 3, 4 camera angles. Maybe even add some slow motion in there. In the game, record in 10%, 25%, maybe even 5%. I haven't done that yet, but I would say that would probably make for a good point. Number three, definitely quality of footage. You're not going to record, some AIs just bumbling around and not hitting anything. You want to make sure that your goals are something that's going to catch people's eyes, and any like cinematic angles you want to get, make sure they're not all the same. Make sure you switch it up, get ideas from other montages, get ideas from movies or shows, look at those camera angles, action movies, stuff like that. In saving your clips, make sure you use markers, because nothing sucks more than saving a clip and having to sift through the entire thing goal by goal, save by save, to try to figure out what you saved it for. And also importantly, make sure you name your clips. If you don't name them, you're not organized. If you're not organized, it's going to be quite a headache. So for instance, if you save a clip that's air dribbling, put a marker on it and then say cool air dribble or something like that. It just makes it a lot easier for you. Alright, so now I'm going to show you a little bit what I do. Just the special little things here and there that I've done. If you checked out my first montage and then watched all the way to my fifth one, you notice that I've been getting progressively better. At least I hope. Starting off here in the beginning, you can go onto Google and just type in crop lines, which are those two black bars that make it kind of cinematic and widescreen. And to have them kind of disappear like that, I just plugged them in there and then changed the scale of it. And I'm not going to get into keyframes or anything like that. You can go ahead and YouTube Adobe Premiere Pro keyframes or something like that. And by the way, this is not a tutorial for how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. This is merely just my opinion of what I do and quickly how I do it. So the crop lines, I just put it in there and then I use keyframes and scale it bigger. That way it slowly goes away. The logo I have here created, it's from my buddy Cab Fox, which if you've seen my second video, I throw a shout out to him in there. And then also if you look at the links in the descriptions, I'm pretty much posting his stuff everywhere because that guy's awesome and relatively cheap. So I like to cut clips based on the beat of the song, and you might want to do that too, you might not want to. I found that it kind of makes it more interesting and it engages the viewer a little more, because as things are going to the beat of the song, the music is complementing the game's complementing the music, and so on and so forth. Here's an example of multiple camera angles. I have it going, just straight regular shot. Say it. And then, just a really quick cut over to a different angle. It just spices it up. Alright, if you've noticed throughout the videos that I've made, when I score a goal and the ball actually explodes, I like to put a lighting effect on it, kind of make it go bright and then go back to normal. Here's an example of that. I noticed it in other videos and I was like, wow, that's awesome. So I figured out how to do it, probably in my own way, because other guys who are better, they use Adobe After Effects. I have not figured that out yet. So that'll be the next goal. But in order to do that lighting effect, over here in the corner, this is where all your effects and everything are going to go, your transitions, all of that. So I actually go to Video Effects, Adjust, and then Lighting Effects. And then there you can drag it onto a clip. And so here I put the lighting effect on, and then these couple little things here, those are called keyframes. Those are what I'm not going to get into, but that's how you add a point in time where an effect starts motion and then ends motion, basically. So I put a keyframe in there, and I started off at 45% intensity, and then I ended at 20% intensity. So then it comes out again like this. So that is the lighting effect I do. And as far as cutting it up for certain parts of the song, like here's an example. Got a little lagged there. Whoops. So for something like that, if you scroll in here, you'll notice I have the regular clip. I've merely just listened to it, and if you open up the audio bar here, you can see the waveforms, and you just kind of keep scrolling back and forth until you hear a certain beat. You know, if you hear the beat in the song, it's like dun dun dun. You can scroll back and forth, and you can hear that slowly. Also, you can kind of make it out here in the waveforms. Beat, 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 beat. So you just put your marker there, you make a cut, and then cut accordingly. So the beginning, the left side, is the beat. The beginning of the left side over here is the beat. So I just cut out a gap in the middle, which gave it the kind of strobe effect, which I may or may not stray away from that. I don't want to give anyone seizures. Moving on. Okay, so here's a simple one. How do you get your logo in there, or a picture and text, anything like that? So I actually had my buddy, Cab Fox, he made my logo, and he made it on a transparent background. And I just dragged it into here, into the work pane. And then I dragged it over here to video 2. And then there, if you click on what you dragged in, you can change the motion, you can change the opacity. I'm pretty sure I changed the opacity. Yeah, I did. It only goes up to like 50%. That way it's still kind of see-through. As far as motion, use keyframes. I started off at a certain point, and I ended the keyframe at a smaller point. And then you can just change it with the scale here, or you can even change the up and down, left and right position here. Okay, so how do you get these slow to fast clips? What I do is, in-game, I recorded certain camera angles for certain shots at 10%. Now it gets tricky because as I use an Xbox controller, so as you're kind of panning around to try to get the angles you want, you have to be super slow. And you have to make sure you don't screw it up and like accidentally start looking around everywhere. And then when you get that down, you drag it into here, and I just cut a part, and I change the speed and duration. If you right click on the part, you can go to speed and duration, and then you can change it. Sometimes I had to put it up to like 2,200 speed just to get it to condense down to a certain point. Again, going along with the beat of the music, where I would then cut it, have that other part be slow, and then cut it again to wherever beat I want it, speed it up. So here's a small example. For some reason, every time I play back this in my computer, in Adobe Premiere, it just gets laggy. So let's see what it looks like. If you saw the video, you would get a better idea. But that's it. So on top of that, you can combine and compile your effects. So I did the fast to slow, and then I added that lighting effect when the ball exploded. And then right here, I made tiny little cuts, and I added the lighting effect. And you can hear that clicking, that's the beat of the song. So I had the lighting effect go kind of stroby and then cut out a couple times. Really, you're just making all this up based on what you're seeing in your head. I found this song before I even started making the video. I heard the song, I love the song, I think it's an amazing song, and I just could imagine all these Rocket League clips going through my head because I'm a nerd. You just use your creativity, you figure out how to use this, and you YouTube how to do certain things, and then you just do it. So this is that little part I was just talking about. You are the only one, the only one. So let's see what else there is. So here's an example again of multiple camera angles. the first majority of the shot, actually the shot itself, may not even be that impressive, but I used a bunch of different camera angles based on the mood of the song. This part, it's like the bridge. It's kind of like slow, but it's ramping up to a chorus. I'm pretty sure I remember 6 camera angles for this. So I'll just scroll through and show you the different ones. Straight on shot. A moving forward shot with me coming around the corner. And then a corner shot, me coming out through and also kind of peeking through the ring, or the whatever. Alright, and again, because I want to accentuate the fact that I'm popping off the wall getting ready to do something. Now the straight on shot again. And then a really cool camera angle. I'm really glad this one worked out. You can see my trail just kind of flying by the screen here. Boom. So there you go. Just all opinion based again. So here's one. I kind of made it go black and white, added the crop lines back, and then had them fade away. Here's this part. Again, the rendering, my fault. Okay, so to add the black and white, you just go over here to video effects, and then you go to color correction, and it's actually called tint. So you just take it, and any effect you want, you just drag it onto the clip you want. And then it'll open this over here in the effects controls panel, and then you can do all kinds of things. I guess you can map it to a different color if you want it to go to a red. Right? Yeah, pretty gross though. Who would want that? Anyways, so that is that. And then the crop lines, same thing as in the beginning. I just had them scale back. And that's basically it. I'll probably keep trying to learn how to do other things. I know I do want to get into Adobe After Effects, but man, it just seems really daunting. But I will learn it. If there's any questions I haven't answered, or if there's any questions you have about how to make a Rocket League montage, just go ahead and, comment below. And like this video, subscribe, and I hope you stay tuned and check out the next one. So, see ya!